I love that you're saying companies can leverage existing providers, help them focus on what's core to their business so they can run, they can scale. Let me take the KYC example that you mentioned.
Yep.
KYC is usually a process that has a lot of friction, and it falls under the broader compliance umbrella when it comes to fintech. And we know how important things like KYC, AML, fraud detection, all of those things are. How do you think is best to balance the user experience across those necessary steps we need to take from a regulatory point of view?
Sure. So putting my consumer hat on as an avid user of all financial services, I think the onboarding experience is really important for a consumer and important for the sort of fintech apps such that there isn't drop-off as people are sort of coming on board. But I think it's very important to also balance that there's a lot of sort of compliance requirements on the financial service as they have requirements related to KYC, KYB, and AML. So creating unnecessary friction at time of onboarding, and an example which I experienced quite recently was having to hold up a piece of paper with my name on it, can really deter users from your app and drive them to a consumer. But for companies providing the service, it's really important to sort of balance that like good customer experience as well as with their own sort of obligations. And I think more generally in technology, we talk about garbage in and garbage out. So it's very important to ensure you collect the best information to provide an amazing customer experience, but also as a financial service, make sure you are doing your required due diligence. One thing I often think about is like the importance of localization. So when collecting sort of an ID document in Singapore, we refer to them as ICs, an NIRC or an FIN. And in Thailand, there's different terminology. So if when expanding to Thailand, you start asking about an IC, somebody might send you a photo of a cat. And sort of tying back to sort of my earlier point around infrastructure, I think there's a lot of efficiency gains and improved customer experiences on the onboarding part. I think these players really sort of abstract away the complexity of plugging into government databases to validate names, date of births, run ID images. And these are sort of enabling our financial services to kind of really focus on the core, say, money movement experience. And then I think even sort of lower or sort of underpinning all of this technology are cloud infrastructure players like Google Cloud.
You must have seen a lot of cat pictures in your day.
I have.
Sophie, same question. How do you balance the user experience?
So I'll come from a technology provider lens because we are looking at ensuring and enabling and protecting our customers' critical infrastructure because we are providing that technology infrastructure layer. And at Google, we are extremely paranoid about cybersecurity, about data, privacy, compliance, and trust. It is ingrained in our DNA. And what do I mean by that? A couple of tenets that we're focused on in our DNA makeup from that perspective is that we're constantly defending a global infrastructure. So imagine the scale of infrastructure that we manage. The same level of security that we deliver to Google ourselves is the same level of security that we deliver to our customers. The second part I wanted to call out is that from a Google network security and scalability perspective, from our data centers to network as well as application layer, we adopt and adhere to a zero trust architecture principle. And from that perspective, Google also operates in a shared fate mode or model, which means that we are very, very concerned, or we take an active stake in our customer security posture. So we're consistently investing in security technologies. Our most recent acquisition is with Mandiant, and they are a leading cybersecurity, cyber defense, threat intelligence, as well as an incident reporting services organization. And together with them, we are really looking at how can we protect our customers' security lifecycle at every single stage. I'll take a pause and ask the audience a question. Can anyone tell me what is the typical number of days that you would find out, or an organization would find out that they are in breach or they have been breached? So from the time an intruder enters to the time that they find out that they are breached, what's the number of days? Anyone? Any guesses?
1 day.
The global median average is 21 days. Imagine the amount of data loss that could have happened during that time. Imagine also the trust with your consumers, as well as the reputational loss. And so here at Google, together with Mandiant, our key focus and objective, to your point about delivering the right customer experience, is really to protect our customers. And that means providing them with the right tools, the analytics, the automation, taking a very proactive stand in their cybersecurity posture versus a reactive stand, but also providing the forensics, the right data reporting so that they are accountable to the regulators, to their stakeholders, to their end user consumers, or that even their supply chain and suppliers. And that's what we are looking at from a security perspective.
I love your point around having the backing of an established and reputable player to help you while you're growing with your core services. And I love the accountability, the reporting, and the data analytics. We know how important that is in today's world.